Frank Lampard going into Everton, a whole myriad of issues with the squad that's been created there and all kinds of issues at the club. And just changing the manager doesn't save the club. These Everton players might just be uncoachable. Ryan Taylor says, can't see how Frank survives this. I mean, it's big dunk or bust. I mean, I'm not sure that's the answer. And it's too early to say whether Frank survives it or looks out of his depth. How can you judge a manager with those players in this situation? But it's a good example of how much difficulty Everton are in at the moment, and we've got a big game at the weekend as we cover them on BT.
It shows you how good a job Carlo Ancelotti was doing, by the way. He was here today playing at Stamford Bridge with Real Madrid. He had this team flying. Not too dissimilar in terms of players either. Listen, I think there's still a lot of football to be played, obviously. There's going to be a lot of toing and throwing, ups and downs. Frank Lampard's made of the right stuff, but he needs to get this team playing now. He needs to get some sort of level of consistency and get them actually breeding a little bit of confidence throughout the squad. It's hard, but it comes with obviously the games and winning games, and they've got to get themselves over the line by hook or by crook.
Yeah.
And one game can change everything. Not out of it at all.
It's a good point. All it takes is a couple of wins and suddenly we're having a very different conversation, and Frank's the saviour of a club that are in a really difficult position.
Yeah, Frank's like I don't think he realised the task when he's got in. I mean, a lot of the players there are playing on reputation rather than actual performance. I think it's a case of, you buy something from someone down the market and they sell a great product, and then you get it home and I think you open it up and things are falling. The club seems like it's falling apart. This player's injured, this player's not as good as he thought. This one, so we've got a hell of a job on his hand. Rio's right. Frank's made of the right stuff.
Correct.
He's done a fantastic job at Derby. He's done a great job at Chelsea. And Everton is in a bad way. And I've no doubt, knowing his character like we all do, he's made of the right stuff to turn it round. And two results, they're actually better equipped, we were talking about earlier, to play against the so-called bigger sides and play on the counter. And that's what they need at the moment. They need to pick up points at the weekend.
And one thing you won't do is you won't give up.
Correct. A win or two and the story changes. We've got his back. And James Horncastle there, look with the picture of Carlo saying, well, you remember, you could have been at Turf Moor. A man who knows how it feels to be in the dugout at Everton and had a great evening this evening.